Sudan. A land of ancient civilizations, untamed landscapes, and a history filled with both grandeur and mystery. Yet, despite its rich heritage, it remains one of the least understood countries in the world. What is life really like in Sudan? What secrets does this vast and diverse land hold? From the golden sands of the Sahara to the bustling streets of Khartoum, from the forgotten pyramids of Meroe to the untold stories of its people, this is Sudan like you've never seen before. A land of ancient wonders. Long before the rise of Egypt, the lands that make up modern-day Sudan were home to the kingdom of Kush. The Kushites built mighty pyramids, over 200 of them, more than Egypt itself, yet they remain relatively unknown to the outside world. The Meroe pyramids, standing silently in the desert, tell the story of a powerful civilization that once ruled over vast territories. Unlike their Egyptian counterparts, these pyramids are steeper, smaller, and built in a unique style that reflects the artistry of the Nubian people. Many of them remain unexplored, with archaeologists still uncovering hidden chambers and hieroglyphics that offer clues about a forgotten past. Despite their historical significance, Sudan's pyramids rarely attract tourists. Those who venture here often find themselves completely alone, surrounded by the whispers of history, far from the crowds of Egypt's Giza Plateau. The mighty Nile, Sudan's lifeline. The Nile River is Sudan's heart and soul, splitting the country into east and west, providing life to millions. Unlike in neighboring Egypt, the Nile in Sudan remains largely untouched, flowing through remote villages and wild landscapes where time seems to stand still. In the capital, Khartoum, something incredible happens. The White Nile and the Blue Nile meet at a place called Al Mogren. Here, the two great rivers merge into one, continuing their journey northward to Egypt. This confluence is not just a geographical marvel but also a cultural and economic lifeline, shaping Sudanese life for thousands of years. Fishermen cast their nets in the water at sunrise, while merchants gather along the banks to sell fresh produce. Meanwhile, the Nile's seasonal floods bring both blessing and destruction, a cycle that has dictated life in Sudan for generations. Khartoum, a city of contrasts. Khartoum, Sudan's sprawling capital, is a place where tradition and modernity collide. Towering skyscrapers stand beside centuries-old markets, and donkey carts share the streets with luxury SUVs. The city is home to the iconic Corinthia Hotel, known as the Gaddafi Egg, because it was financed by Libya's former leader Muammar Gaddafi. Its futuristic architecture contrasts sharply with the colonial-era buildings that still line the streets. But beyond the modern skyline, Khartoum's real charm lies in its people. Sudanese hospitality is legendary. Strangers invite visitors into their homes for strong Sudanese coffee, known as jabena, and fresh dates, a tradition that reflects the warmth and generosity of Sudanese culture. However, life in Khartoum is not without its struggles. Economic hardships, power shortages, and political instability have made daily life challenging for many residents. Despite this, the spirit of the people remains unbreakable. Mystical traditions and ancient beliefs. Sudan is a melting pot of cultures, home to over 500 ethnic groups and a deep-rooted tradition of mysticism. One of the most fascinating aspects of Sudanese culture is Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam. Every Friday, in Omdurman, the beating of drums and rhythmic chanting fill the air as the whirling dervishes perform their spiritual dances. Dressed in colorful robes, they spin in a trance-like state, seeking a deeper connection with the divine. This centuries-old ritual is mesmerizing to witness, a display of devotion that remains a vital part of Sudanese identity. Beyond Sufism, Sudan is also home to ancient Nubian traditions that have been passed down for generations. In the villages along the Nile, elders still tell stories of powerful spirits and protective amulets believed to bring good fortune. The harsh reality of life in Sudan. Despite its beauty and history, Sudan is not without challenges. It is a country marked by economic struggles, conflicts, and a changing climate that threatens traditional ways of life. In recent years, inflation has skyrocketed, making it harder for ordinary citizens to afford basic necessities. Many rely on street markets, known as souks, to buy food and essentials at lower prices. Vendors sell everything from spices and handcrafted jewelry to fresh camel milk, creating a vibrant yet chaotic atmosphere. Outside the cities, life can be even tougher. Nomadic tribes roam the deserts, relying on ancient survival techniques to endure the extreme heat and scarce resources. The Beja people of eastern Sudan, for example, have lived as desert nomads for centuries, adapting to some of the harshest conditions on Earth. But it's not just nature that makes life difficult. Sudan has faced decades of political instability, with conflicts in regions like Darfur and South Kordofan displacing millions. While peace efforts have been made, many areas still struggle with insecurity and a lack of basic infrastructure. Sudanese cuisine, a hidden gem. Despite the hardships, Sudanese culture remains rich and vibrant, especially when it comes to food. Traditional Sudanese dishes reflect the country's diverse influences, blending Arab, African, and Middle Eastern flavors. One of the most popular dishes is ful medems, a hearty meal made from slow-cooked fava beans, served with fresh bread and topped with olive oil, spices, and sometimes cheese or eggs. It's a staple breakfast that fuels millions of Sudanese every morning. Another must-try dish is kisra, a fermented flatbread made from sorghum, often served with rich stews like mullah. For those with a sweet tooth, asida, a warm, dough-like dessert drenched in honey and butter, is a favorite at celebrations and family gatherings. Food in Sudan isn't just about nourishment, it's about community. Meals are often shared from a single plate, reinforcing the importance of togetherness in Sudanese culture. A land of untold stories. Despite its struggles, Sudan is a land of incredible beauty, resilience, and untold stories. From its ancient pyramids to the warmth of its people, from its spiritual traditions to its breathtaking landscapes, Sudan is one of the most mysterious and misunderstood countries in Africa. For those willing to look beyond the headlines, Sudan offers a glimpse into a world where history and tradition remain deeply woven into everyday life. It is a place of contrasts, both beautiful and challenging, ancient and modern, welcoming yet complex. Would you ever visit Sudan? What part of Sudan's culture fascinates you the most? Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more travel insights, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you.